Hey guys, and what's up? So sorry, I haven't been uploading lately. I was a bit busy. I mean, I've got like some free time now, but uploading hasn't really been easy lately. But and recording videos. But well, I'm back with this video again. I apologize for the hiatus. I wonder if anyone actually missed me. But oh well. So yeah, in this video today, I'm actually going to be covering a deck list that I really should have just done a while back. But oh well, I have been practicing with this deck, and it's the new Murukumo deck Hyakki Vogue reverse. So well, let's just get into it. If you guys still remember, 3, 2, 1. uh Stand up Vanguard. Okay, so let's get into what I'm actually gonna do. So if you remember correctly, the last time I did a deck showcase video, it's I didn't I'm gonna do it quite differently from before when I first did it. So just like before, in this video I'm actually just going to show my deck and talk about it, and then later I will in a different video I'll take it to ranked and you get to really see how we play the deck. So here it is, and I'm just gonna quickly talk about it. I'm gonna explain what the different cards do, and I'm gonna just start off with the grade ones. So here we have Metamorph Fox. um Sorry, Metamorph, yeah, Metamorph, Metamol, I guess. Anyway, Fox. This is the unlocker. When placed, if there's a lock card, you can unlock. You can unlock it. When placed, unlock one of your lock cards. Sorry, that's what it says. The reason we play it is because of Hyakki Vogue Reverse, and as you can see here, I only have two. If you saw the video that I did for the event where I pulled the gacha, you saw that I kind of got unlucky, and I didn't get any Hyakki Vogue reverses. I actually had to craft them, so I could only craft two. But we did get Kagura Bloom, so that's what makes this deck kind of decent at the very least. So the plan is to basically, when we use Hyakki Vogue Reverse to lock our own cards, we can just overcall something or like leave one space open for this card, and through that we can unlock a different card. So Hyakki Vogue Reverse skill will still activate, but we can also still unlock another card and use it. That's why we run 4 of the unlockers. It's honestly, when I managed to pull it off, it does help. Anyways, next card we have here is Jiraiya. So the reason why we also run Jiraiya here in this deck is because, one, he's not that bad of a right target, honestly, and two, because his skill here is Counterblast 1, remove this card from play, and from outside of your deck, that's important, not from your deck but outside of your deck, call a Gigantoad. So we do run Gigantoad here in the deck, and what he does is basically, during your turn, if there's another Gigantoad on the field, he gets plus 3k, so he's 13k on your turn if you have another one. So because we play him, we also play Jiraiya just so we can call him, in case we don't actually get him or we only have one copy of him. That, and again, he's also decent card. So we also have Million Rat here. The reason why we run Million Rat is because when placed, Counterblast 1 from outside of your deck, call another Million Rat, and at the end of the turn, that unit gets removed from play. So why Million Rat? Well, you don't really want to ride him because he's 6k base, but he's kind of just there to fill up space, but also because well, his skill to be able to just clone another copy of him for one counterblast is not that bad when you kind of need it in case like early on, maybe to fill your field or you want a booster. You know, that can kind of help. So that's kind of why we run him. We only really need two. Um, Anyways, moving on to grade 2s now. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Almost forgot, but yes, PGs. Still the old PG. There's no new PG for the deck. So, moving on, we have White Mane. Van Rear. When its attack hits the Vanguard, counter charge 1. Well, I don't really need to explain why we run 4 of him, right? Countercharging is really good, especially since Kagura Bloom and Hyakki Vogue Reverse take up a lot of counter blasts together. Kagura Bloom's is only CB1, but Hyakki Vogue's limit break skill is CB2. So, not to mention his other skill requires another CB, so maybe you'll be spending around like 3 CB in total with the including Break Ride, or even 4 CB if you use his other skill. So being able to counter charge can help, especially if you use some counter blasts early on, like for Jiraiya, for example, or Million Rat. You can always get that back with White Mane. Moving on, we actually just have a bunch of 10k vanillas. We have a bunch of 10k bases. So, yeah, I'm running Sakura Miko and Suisei because I kind of like the art, but also because there's no other 10k base really besides Blood Mist. Oh, sorry, Bloody Mist. That's his name, yeah. 10k bases because honestly they're just good ride targets, and also because there's not really any other grade 2 worth running. I guess. The other grade 2s are not that bad, but also not that great. You won't find any like uses for them. So 10k vanillas are actually just really good for hitting for higher numbers and also just for good intercept. Next, we are going to move on to the grade 3s. And here we have the Break Ride that has finally arrived for Murakumo, and that is Kagura Bloom. So we have, so his skill says a limit break 4 when ridden over counterblast 1, and on that turn your Vanguard gets plus 10k, and outside of your deck, call 2 units with the same name as your Vanguard and they both get boost. So yeah, pretty good. Oh, but at the end of the turn they both go to your hand. Yep. So that's pretty good. Can be like, you can use, it's good. It works in combination with Hyakki Vogue Reverse, and you'll see why later. And his other skill is just Van only. When boosted, he gets plus 3k, so just there to help you hit for higher numbers when you're on him. So honestly, it'd be better to run 4 copies of him, but I only have 3, so I run 3. Next, finally, we have the main boss of the deck, which unfortunately I only have 2 copies of, so I run 2 copies of him. But of course, you will want to run 4 copies of him. So, what does he do? Limit break 4, counter blast 2, lock 2 rear guards, and then on that turn, 3 of your Hyakki Vogue reverses get plus 10k and get the ability to attack from the back row. So his other skill is when placed CB1 from outside of your deck, call another Hyakki Vogue reverse. And at the end of the turn, he goes to your hand. So, why is this good? Well, first of all, he works very well with Kagura Bloom, because Kagura Bloom already calls 2 copies of your Vanguard, which will probably be Hyakki Vogue Reverse here. And then from his own skill, he can call another card from outside of the deck again, not from inside, not from the deck. So you're not losing any triggers. So from outside of your deck, you get to call one copy of him. So while Kagura Bloom also gives those two copies boost, Hyakki Vogue reverses does not get boost, but again, now you'll have 3 rear guards that are Hyakki Vogue reverse, and with his limit break skill here, you can simply lock 2 other rear guards in the front row, for example, and you can call the other 3 Hyakki Vogues to the back row. So now you can attack with the Vanguard and 3 times with Hyakki Vogue from the back. That's pretty much the regular combo here. It sounds pretty good, right? Just from saying it, it does sound pretty good. But well, you sort of have to be strategic with it anyway, especially since you need to lock 2 rear guards. That's why, like for example, what you can do is call 2 10k bases to the front row and then lock them while calling the Hyakki Vogue reverses to the back row. And then at the end of your turn, you have 2 intercepts, and your back row is sort of empty because they all go to your hand. Now keep in mind, you will be adding 3 cards to your hand, so be careful not to overdraw. Just mentioning that. You might get to see different combos or like better combos when I actually like show off like a game with the deck. But for now, I'm just talking about it. But yeah, moving on, we have Banded Ape. So why is this card our heal? Because this card is actually kind of wacky. 10k base, right? But that's fine because when attacking when his attack hits the Vanguard, you can put this card at the bottom of your deck and draw a card. Well, sorry, the cost is to put him to the bottom of the deck, and the skill is to get a card. But anyways, he's basically a recyclable heal. So of course, why wouldn't you wanna put this card as your heal? If you're playing Murakumo and you're playing this card, I suggest you make him your heal, just because you can put him at the bottom of your deck and then like draw him. Again, don't worry about it because like well, he will be at the bottom, but like he still gets to be in your deck. Honestly, there's not a lot of cards here that basically shuffle. Sorry, I don't know why I'm clicking random cards, but so there's not really a lot of cards that shuffle your deck, but still, it's a recyclable heal and you get to draw a card. Who knows, maybe you'll draw into a PG. So, anyways, moving on to the last grade 3, which is Gigantoad. And you already know what he does. During your turn, you can, he gets plus 3k if there's another Gigantoad. That's basically the deck, I guess. So let me just like mention a few other combos. So again, because unfortunately I don't have many Hyakki Vogue reverses, I only have 2. I don't always get him, of course, during games. So another card to ride would obviously be Kagura Bloom, and then you can just break right over him. Or, you know, maybe Gigantoad, because again, he's 13k if there's another copy of him on the board. Even though he is 10k base, on which kind of hurts if you're on Van. But another card you can actually ride is Banded Ape, and it won't be a giant problem because of his skill. So, for example, if you have Kagura Bloom on your field, this is in combination with Kagura Bloom, by the way, not alone. You probably do not want to ride him at all if you are not break riding over Kagura Bloom. So break ride over Kagura Bloom and call 2 copies of him. Now if you manage to hit the Vanguard with both or like just one of them, you can still use his skill to put him at the bottom of the deck and draw a card. So it's basically adding a heal to your deck. Yeah, that's right. So if even though you lose 1 heal by riding him, you can just put him back at the bottom of the deck. And again, because those 2 copies were outside of your deck, it's basically adding heals to the deck. So that's like one thing you can do, I guess. Again, another thing you can do is just break ride with Gigantoad, and then Gigantoad will be 13k base, and then you can just, since they have boost, you can use it to boost your 10k bases to hit for higher numbers and help you rush. So yeah, the deck isn't that bad. It's not that great. I mean, it's not as good as it can be because I don't have many Hyakki Vogue reverses or playset of Kagura Bloom, but it's alright. Because the main thing that the deck does want to do is go into Hyakki Vogue reverse while break riding over Kagura Bloom. But even if you don't, as long as you have Hyakki Vogue reverse, you can still just call like 1 single copy of him and then use his skill. Or maybe you don't wanna, you don't have to use his skill, because either way you can just call another one of him, and then that's like an extra card that you don't actually have to call, right? So yeah, that's basically the deck. I should also mention the starter, which I'm sorry I actually forgot to mention earlier. But we are running the Great Researcher. Yep. Kokuen Maru. Kokuen Mall? I'm sorry, I don't know what the English name is, but Karma Blast 1, put this card into your soul, and then look at the top 5 cards of your deck and add a grade 3 to your hand. So yeah, he is 4k base, but again, we mainly just run that unit to help us search for Hyakki Vogue Reverse or Kagura Bloom basically. Of course, we have the reverse skin for Shingo, so that we actually get the voice lines for Kagura Bloom and Hyakki Vogue Reverse. And finally, we have the trigger lineup. So the interesting thing about this deck is that while you can get more attacks in with Hyakki Vogue Reverse and his limit break skill, you might actually want to run stand triggers. Maybe you want to run them just so you can get a few extra attacks. But if you don't feel like you want to, you can just do what I did here, which is 9 draw for heal. But if you want to try, you can use stand triggers because they can be extremely powerful. Especially since some of your units here can get boost, like with Kagura Bloom's skill. You can restand them and then attack. Like, especially with your Hyakki Vogue Reverse, after all, you can restand one in the back row and can make an extra attack. But what I did here just to play it a bit safe was 9 draw. But honestly, again, if you want to run stands, that's not really a problem because while they don't do anything defensively, they can help when you're going on the offense. And by the way, another reason why you may not want to run 9 draw is because Kagura Bloom and Hyakki Vogue's skill, both of their skills call another unit, right? And that those units actually go to your hand. So you might want to be careful since you don't want to overdraw. Since we're playing 9 draw already, the reason why I actually do play 9 draw instead of couple stands for now is because I want to draw into Hyakki Vogue Reverse. That's the reason why I play 9 draw. But honestly, there have been times where just because of Kagura Bloom or Hyakki Vogue Reverse, you know, I've gotten close to overdrawing because those units actually go to my hand. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Next, you'll get to see what the deck is like in a battle. I'm gonna take it to ranked again, make another video for it. But for now, this video has really gone on long enough. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to go on for so long. I think it's already over 20 minutes. Kind of expected it to be half of that, but oh well. That was the deck. I hope you guys found it interesting, and you know, I'm back. Hopefully I can record a couple of videos. I will for the clan event, that is. I will record for the clan event. So yeah, thanks for watching. And before we end off the video, 3, 2, 1, ride the Vanguard. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video.